here we are. This is Sex Love Psychedelics, and I'm your host, Dr. Kat. Bringing you psychosexual conversations that will leave you intellectually turned on and hungry for more.
Jonathan, most of my colleagues are afraid to discuss matters of underground psychedelic therapies, and yet you're so open. I've seen you on so many podcasts. I've read your book. You've been out there advocating for this, training people on this, like really taking the curtain back and showing people what's happening back there. How are you so open? Like, are you not afraid of anything?
Well, it's partly a philosophical thing. I do have a bunch of cops that are clients coming to me for PTSD. That helps. Also, I think people recognize that, there's 120,000 people dying of fentanyl every year in the United States, approximately 6 dying of MDMA overdose. So that's a 500 to 1 or something ratio. And I don't think cops or law enforcement are interested in trying to nab one person doing one therapeutic session to help somebody. When dozens of people are dying every single day of fentanyl and other drugs. So the other thing is that the FDA is likely to make MDMA a medically prescribed drug in August of this year. So, why bother going after one person with one? And the other thing is I'm actually not doing anything illegal. I do almost all my sessions over Zoom. And when I say that to people, their head explodes because they can't believe you can do this over Zoom. I've done about 600 sessions over Zoom, in my office, and then about 200 over Zoom. And the ones over Zoom do seem to have better results. And we can discuss why that might be the case, but that surprised everyone. When I talked to Rick Doblin on MAPS, he like, oh my God, that opens up a whole new thing. That's unbelievable. So, talking to people over Zoom is legal. And so I'm more than happy to say that that's what I do for a living.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I do ketamine over Zoom, and I do a lot of sessions, talk therapy sessions, somatic therapy sessions over Zoom too. And I get the same thing. People are like, oh, I don't want to be on the screen. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to have the same. And yet I've had the most profound experiences of people over Zoom. It actually hasn't changed, or, whereas people think it's going to be worse, it hasn't. There's something really potent about them being at home in the safety of their own container.
Right.
That's unique to it.
And then they don't have to worry about how do they get home.
Right.
And, there's also a kind of focus on Zoom. There's just you and me talking directly to each other, which is different. A lot of my clients have been sexually harassed or raped, and coming to an office and taking a drug with a relative stranger is a big ask when people have been through an experience like that. So Zoom creates a very safe, ethical boundary. I just find that it works really much better for everyone.
That's an interesting perspective. I hadn't thought about that. Where my mind went was, wouldn't somebody want somebody in that space to hold that container if they have sexual trauma or severe trauma? Like, especially I'm thinking like complex PTSD or, some of these traumas from early child age where that safety piece and the relational piece is so important. But you're suggesting this is a level for ethical protection.
Yeah, they feel physically safe because I'm not in the room with them. But for people who want that sense of additional safety, I suggest that they have a friend in their house or apartment that can create a sense of a person being there. If they want to cuddle with someone or be held, they have that option. And it's not me. I don't think I should be playing that role. That can be a slippery and dangerous slope. So for many people, they do have a friend if they want that additional layer of safety with them in their own house.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. Thanks for tuning in, lovers. And if you want to experience more ecstasy and sexual liberation, head over to sexlovepsychedelics.com and learn about how you can join me for any one of my online or live events. And while you're there, grab my free guide on sex and psychedelics. Remember, this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please contact your healthcare provider and local law before pursuing any of the products or psychedelics discussed. And one final note here. I make this show specifically for you. If you're loving the show, then be sure to leave me a review in iTunes or Spotify to let me know. Happy to be here and happy to serve. I'll see you next time on Sex Love Psychedelics.